Greetings and welcome to another video. So you may have seen my previous videos, especially the one that was an hour long, where I took examples. I didn't categorize them in terms of FIFA 19, things that I don't like about it, just specific gameplay examples. And the main thing as well that always came up as well, because I'm the one looking at the examples, is passing. And so let's go back to passing for a second, but we're going to do it a little bit differently because I made a video specific on passing. Again, if you want to see it, I'll link it in the description. And then obviously I made that 1 hour long video that a lot of people have seen. And a lot of examples in that 1 hour video revolved around passing. But those are just examples of how passing works incorrectly, at least incorrectly in my opinion, in FIFA 19. I'm saying this pass shouldn't work, but what does it look like when it doesn't work? So I'm going to be showing you clips from FIFA 17 to show you not carbon copy examples, but similar examples to the ones that I mentioned and how they play out differently. Why am I using FIFA 17 as an example? Well, I'm not claiming that FIFA 17 was a great game or anything of that sort. Obviously, everything is relative. So relative to what we have now, I personally would take FIFA 17 in a heartbeat, right? But FIFA 17 had a lot of passing issues, but that doesn't mean that the balance wasn't better. It was a lot better for a lot of the things that I talk about. There were still issues in FIFA 17. By no means am I claiming that we should get passing from FIFA 17. I just think that the balance was better, and I would take that right now in a heartbeat. And it's just a way to show how passing can work. One thing is to say the game should operate in a certain way, and that's what you think. But if it's never been done before, it's a little bit harder. If you can show, at least in my opinion, I feel like if I can show you examples of FIFA 17 of how passing should work, then maybe it doesn't look as hard to obtain. We've had it before, right? So why can't we have it again? But of course, like I said, FIFA 17 was imperfect. Look at these examples, right? Lifted pass, and he still gets out of there. FIFA 17 gameplay, this one. Unfortunate. Lifted pass over Kante. Somehow he does this pass and my Ronaldo is not active, right? These things still happen in 17. Super lazy pass with Seri into this way. Maybe he was aiming here. I don't know what's really happening here, and my players are inactive. Nutmeg pass for myself. Doesn't get to him, but still a nutmeg pass. So obviously things were problematic in terms of passing, but if these things happen in FIFA 17, and I'm telling you that I believe they were 100 times less notable in 17, that says a lot about where we are now in FIFA 18 and 19, right? Because in FIFA 18 and 19, it was a whole other level of everything we've just seen in these 5 clips, right? But that's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be so much better than what it is now. And so let's move into the good examples from FIFA 17 to show you exactly what I want to see more of, right? I show a lot of examples of what I don't like. This is what I want to see more of. Here, FIFA 19 gameplay, right? This pass is a pass that I showed in my passing video. Apologies for this poor visual. But he's pressing pass to this guy, and the ball should go straight to Desai. It doesn't, The auto assistance in the game makes it go slightly downwards, and neither do Desai or my Willian interact with this. And it's weird. How does this happen? How is he so inactive? How is he so active, right? Something that we see a lot in FIFA 19 and 18, whereas in 17, it's the opposite. The defender will be more active when he's supposed to be more active. He gets through. FIFA 19 example, this one is, right? And we move on to the next one example, again, from my passing video. It's pretty basic. He has the ball here. Apologies for the double mouse. He's passing out. It goes through him, but even ignoring that, he's in a way better position than he is. He's running this way. This ball, even if it goes this way, first of all, it should go slowly because of his poor position. Second of all, it should magnetize towards him, or at least he should be the first one to get there. But look what happens. He's super inactive, and this ball ends up going away from him, right? Away from him and to him. He somehow got out of this. How? Nobody knows how. Again, this is from my 1 hour long video. Look at the freeze frame. This is when he presses pass. He's under pressure. He's off balance. He's aiming for him. Nedved is right in front of him. There's no way this goes through, right? No way. It does. It goes through. Look at Nedved at the top with my other mouse. He's not active. The striker's active. Shouldn't be happening, and I'll show you examples of that occurring in FIFA 17. FIFA 17 gameplay. Okay, here, basically a carbon copy. Carbon copy situation, almost. Purple guy, under pressure from Manolas. On his strong foot, there's a purple guy here, and a purple guy here, and a white guy here. In FIFA 19, I guarantee you this pass works somehow. Somehow it will work. Why? Because my white player will be super static, inactive. He won't be proactive in approaching the ball, and these two, one of the two purples or both, will be very active. Look what happens. Look what happens. Boom. He's not moving. He's not moving. Messi's moving, all right? I don't care if Messi doesn't have high defensive stats. This is something I love. I love to see this poor pass punished in two ways. One, the trajectory is awful. I mean, not sorry, the trajectory. The pace on the ball is awful, and rightly so because he's off balance under pressure, right? Two, they're inactive. He's inactive. If you're the passer, you can't surely be screaming, why are you not running towards the ball? This was a terrible pass. Get over it. You lost the ball. Boom. He's active. I get the ball back. Counterattack. Literally here, the carbon copy of that, almost, the opposite happens. Off balance, there's more pace on the ball. It glides instead of rolling like it did in 17. He's inactive. He's active. Boom. He gets it, right? Clear as day, I hope, at least. Here, another example for my hour-long video. He made this pass first time with Petit. Vieira was not in the position to get it. But, Guendouzi's right here. Right here, man. Ronaldo's right there. And somehow the ball goes this way. He doesn't do anything about it. And Ronaldo is active this way. Inactive, active. Inactive, active. I don't care, honestly, personally. This isn't even about stats. You saw Messi with low defensive stats being active previously and rightly punishing a horrible pass from the opponent. Guendouzi, even if with poor stats, I think he has to get this. He has an anchor. He's got 91 interceptions. 1,000% he should get this if you want to play the stats game, right? Which I don't want to play the stats game. But if we're going to play it, get it. But obviously, like I showed you guys in that video, he doesn't. You see? Like, this pass starts here, and he doesn't attract. It switches me to him when I press L1, and he's super inactive. Where in 17, he would have been active, and after I switch to him, he's already running on his way to the ball, and at the same time, Ronaldo's not running into it. And that is something that is huge. Similar example here. You know, I passed to David Luiz, and I could have passed here, but I remember I was trying to replicate this in FIFA 17, so I'm thinking, let's try and pass to the striker, see who is active off the pass. Let's see who's active, right? So I'm not passing to this guy. I'm charging it up because I'm going for this guy right here. And based on FIFA 19 theory, he'd be active, he'd be inactive, he'd be inactive, right? This center back inactive. This guy would be inactive. This guy would be active. This was FIFA 19, but this is FIFA 17, right? Bad passes were not always punished, but a lot more often. Look what happens. Inactive, active. Sorry about this. Still working on the editing skills, but look at this. Active, inactive. Because it's a poor pass. I should have gone for this one. I'm going for this pass. And he runs towards the ball, and he's inactive. Because you shouldn't be able to cut through the midfield that swiftly, that easily. Now here, FIFA 19 gameplay. This is something that is going to be a little more discreet, right? But I am trying to be active and just cut this pass, which should go like this, right? But the game, the assistance in the game, you know, it works in this way. So this pass doesn't go this way, even though he's aiming straight ahead. It's accounting for trying to get by an opponent. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But this is what it looks like. And the ball goes up. So I miss it. And I go slightly down, right? And this throws me off. Two things here. First of all, the trajectory was this, but it went that. So I can't read that because the game will lift it up or down or something, right? So obviously that's part of the reason I don't get the ball. Part of it is on me. I will say there is some sort of slight movement down, but here is what my reasoning for this is. In FIFA 19, it doesn't lock you on the ball the same way it did in FIFA 17. In FIFA 17, you intercepted it, you read something, it locked you on to punish the bad pass more easily, as we're going to see in the examples to come. But again, here, FIFA 19, clip, it just lifts it slightly above me, right? And, you can make the argument that I overcommitted by like half a meter, but I'm telling you, I played FIFA 17 again recently, and I did weeks ago, and every time I get on there, it's so much easier for me to lock onto the passes. It's so much easier. It's so much easier to read someone because of how passes work. Like, boom, goes over him. He still gets it. Now, look at this carbon copy of that first example I showed you, right? Same thing here, except this time it locks me on. I'm able to enter this trajectory, take the ball, and go. Whereas what happened in the FIFA 19 example, this went like a fifth of a centimeter down. Did I overcommit less here? Yes, but it's also true that in FIFA 17, defender agility was insane, right? It's not only that bad passes were punished more, manual defender agility was rewarded, so it was easier for you to intercept. So that's what I want. Not only do I want the passes in FIFA 19 in FIFA 19 to be punished more. Obviously, it's a little late now, so I'm saying all these things in terms of your FIFA 20. But I want defender agility to be amazing, so I can step into these passing lanes and take them, as opposed to this example where I step into the passing lane and it goes just above me. It doesn't lock me on, so I get thrown off here and I go down by mistake. But I never make this mistake in FIFA 17, right? Literally, these two games were played on the same day for FIFA 17 and 19. I collected the footage on the same day. I didn't forget how to intercept a pass going from one game to another. The way the game works allows me to intercept it in FIFA 17. It allows me to do it. So you compare this, right? It doesn't lock me on. The ball ever so slightly goes slightly above, whereas here, the ball doesn't go less above. Defender agility is better, so I can position myself better, and I get the ball. And boom, I can be aggressive, step into the passing lane, be rewarded. Here, I cannot. I step into the passing lane, and it's a huge risk, even though I know that's the pass that's coming, right? So we proceed. We proceed into the Nutmeg Nation. Here, this is a pass that I used in my first passing video. I pass right through his legs there, right? Pretty self-explanatory. Here's from my 1 hour video. Pass right through his legs to get the goal. Okay? Here, my opponent passes right through my legs. Right through my legs. So what do I want here, right? What do I want to see more of? Because it took me one game to see what I wanted to see more of in FIFA 17. A pass, nutmeg. Okay, this is not perfect. This is not perfect. Ideally, perfect world, I just get this with my right foot, right? Next best thing, it hits my foot or my ankle and hits my other leg, so the ball stays there. It gives me an opportunity to stop the nutmeg. Is it too much havoc for this horrible pass? Yes. But is it better than all of these? Absolutely. Absolutely, because I've played football, a lot of football in my life. More often than not, if I'm a defender, I can predict where the ball can be, and I can place my foot in a way that if it goes cleanly through my legs, it's a miracle. Most of the time, I can stop that from happening and make it at least hit a part of my body through the nutmeg so that it doesn't go clean through to this guy. It stops, right? It gives me more, it decreases the possibility of all of these things happening even more, these ones. And it increases the possibility of all of these ones happening. So decreases the possibility of these, increases the possibility of these. Overall, I think it plays out better without having to make the game something that always gives you the same output. If that's not what the strategy is. Here, I said this again, everything else is covered. This pass was from the 1 hour video, and the right thing would have been to pass back, but he twists and turns under pressure, and the ball gets lifted, and it still goes to him, right? What did I want? I said that what I wanted. I wanted to get the ball back here because that was a bad pass. But how does it look like when it plays out in FIFA 17? Really similar here. Really similar. Back to make this pass, he has to twist. Two things happen here. Number one, the pass is horrible. The pass is really bad, and it's slow. But not only that, he disengages. He's inactive. Defender's active, right? This is not perfect in the sense that ideally this just bounces off of him and I can go. But the next best thing is this. I want to see more of this. A horrible pass leads to poor engagement from the offensive players. The defensive players are the active ones, and I get the ball back. Because at the end of the day, as bad as this behavior was from David Luiz, this pass was just bad. Okay? And we get the ball back. I love that. I really do. Again, another one. He's under pressure here in the sense that if he takes a touch, I'm on him. So his only option, Sadio Mane, who did have a 3-star weak foot, I believe, in FIFA 17. I could be wrong, but regardless, let's assume 4-star if you want as well. First time left-footed pass inside while there's him and him, right? In real life, if you want to make this pass, this is a tough pass. You have to make this with fast pace, extreme precision in here. But what happens? He's under pressure, so he has to take it first time. And look at the error of the pass into Nainggolan. Beautiful. Love that. So what is this? This also brings me back to the point I said a lot of in the 1 hour long video. More of these things happen, the more counterattacks someone gets, right? The more counterattacks someone gets, the less overpowered a drop back is. Because I can squeeze you, I can intercept the balls in your build-up, and it's good to go. And this is without... And this also means that you can take away the stupid, broken, high-pressure system that we have in FIFA 19, where you press a button and your whole team's covering everything. FIFA 17, you press high pressure, that's not what happens. But you didn't need it because these things happen more. You don't need your whole team to man-mark the hell out of your opponent's team just with the click of one button of activating team press or going constant pressure. You don't need it because these things happen. Right? And rightly so, because it shouldn't be in the game that you press one button and your whole team is pressing like their lives depends on it. Here we go back to FIFA 19 example, right? I talked about this. He makes him smaller, makes himself smaller, that had he not done this, he intercepts the ball, and I get a pass that shouldn't go through. Here, with a second man press, look at how close this ball goes. He doesn't do anything to get this pass, right? I know some people were like, oh, this shouldn't be intercepted in the last video, so I understand that. But, this was a controversial one. But nonetheless, another FIFA 19 example. Look at this. These are millimeters, and this happens so often. So getting into these positions is so influential in FIFA 19 because of how good it is to shoot from outside the box. The thing about FIFA 17 is that getting this pass off was harder, but at the same time, it was also harder to score from here. So even it was less impactful to get into this position. So even if by odd chance you nutmeg him, getting to this position wouldn't have punished you as much because the goalies and the long shots from outside the box weren't as good, which sounds bad, but in my opinion, it's good because if you get nutmegged, there's nothing you can do about it. At least you can depend on the fact that your opponent will still have to pass these two, right? But nonetheless, we're talking centimeters here, and he doesn't pick it up. Or right here, FIFA 19, through the legs or right next to him. Just an awful pass all in all. And this plays out differently in 17. How? Well, look at this example, right? Here, it's a whole other example. He's passing to this guy because you can tell there's no one else here. So what would happen in FIFA 19, based on the examples we've just seen and I've always shown? This pass would go right under his lunge animation, right? But, this doesn't play out. The game tries to assist the trajectory from here to there. And, it allows him to bypass, it allows Fabinho to bypass Suarez's pressure. But, the ball goes this way now. So now he's not in a favorable position anymore to get the ball. I get it. But it's not only the trajectory getting altered in a worse way because he's trying to avoid the pressure. It's also the activity. He's active. He's proactive. Marcos Alonso goes to it, right? And he's not as active as him because this pass is awful. Boom, we get the ball back. Or right here, this is a really easy pass to make in FIFA 19. Obviously, it's hard to say because, we can't see the defender's cursor. But regardless, whether the cursor is on him or not, if it's not, then it resembles, this pass where my cursor is on him, but it still warrants an interception here, right? Even though it's not a cursor. If there is a cursor on that, then it resembles this where I have the cursor, but still it doesn't matter. We're talking millimeter and it still goes through, right? So back to this, regardless of cursor or no cursor on this, because we don't know if my opponent is selecting it, Look at what happens. Boom, he gets it. Simple, right? I do this is literally FIFA 19 reflexes for me, and FIFA 18 reflexes applied to FIFA 17 because I was playing FIFA 17 like the other night for this footage. Intercepted. Right here, this pass, I remember this pass, really tight angle. He passes it to Ronaldo. This is the trajectory. Lala's in a perfect position to get it, but as I showed you in the example, even in this situation, he gets to here, he could easily lunge or do something to claw the ball. He does nothing, to the point where, like I said in the video, he does nothing. Ronaldo waits for the ball to get to him, and he's able to pull off a back heel. The only way Ronaldo should be able to get this ball is if he also tries and claw and lunge out to get it, right? But Ronaldo doesn't. He waits for the ball to do a back heel, which means he makes contact with the ball here, which means from here to here, Lala does nothing to get the ball, as we see in a moment. It's a little choppy, but that's the point. He gets the back heel there. Lala doesn't get the ball. So how does that translate to FIFA 17? That is a simple question, my friend. Look at this. Similar situation in the sense that the ball is aimed here, but he's closer in terms of, this vertical height. So what happens? Look how much more active Nainggolan is. Boom. In 2 steps, he just flies above, and look how inactive he is. He doesn't wait. The equivalent of what Lala does in the previous clip here is he just waits, and this ball just goes it manages to go diagonally and in front of him. But he doesn't. He gets it. Boom. Right here. Similar thing. This pass could easily be pulled off from here to here, as I show you on the mini map. This way, but look at the activity. Boom. Slash the pace of the pass, right? It's not fast. So a little bit, defenders are more active. He's not really running towards the ball, and the ball is slower. Boom. Got it. Mine, and I'm in for the counter. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Here we go back to FIFA 19. This example, I remember saying, I have no idea who he's passing to here because of how the trajectory is assisted. Is he passing to this guy, or this guy? Nobody knows. If he's passing to these two, why is the ball not going more this way? Second of all, if he's passing to these two, and the ball goes down, why are they then becoming active, going back, and my defenders aren't? Look what happens, right? Pass back, he goes active. And the ball goes down. He did not press X down here. He either pressed triangle, in which case it should have gone this way, or I think he pressed X, and it should have gone something like this, and allowed my David Luiz or something to intercept it this way, because they should be more active. The same way it happens in FIFA 17, a X pass this or a triangle, they're going this way. They don't all of a sudden stop to go back. No, they don't, because the pass is done improperly. You've done an X pass or a triangle pass when they're going this way, so they're now committed this way. The ball comes here. My defenders are active to get the ball, because that's what happens in real life as well. Same thing here, right? X pass this way. As soon as this X pass is made, in FIFA 19, like I showed you in the example, as soon as the striker realizes it, he runs backwards, makes a run for the ball. Here he doesn't. He keeps going that way. My defender's there to get it, or my CDM. Here, FIFA 19. This is the last example, I believe. He goes down, makes a first-time pass, which I read to perfection. Looks like it's mine, right? It's not. It's not mine. As I showed in that video, it just goes sort of through me. If we can get the clip going. Hello? There we go. Like that, right? It goes through me. Basically the carbon copy situation here, right? Boom. And here we go in the background. If you can hear my dog drinking, I apologize. He needs his little sip right now. Stays with me, right? This took me, this is it for the clips. But what I really want to make clear is that this took me 2 to 3 matches to get these clips. If I spent a month collecting these clips, I could make literal carbon copy examples. And we're not even that far off from doing that. It took me 3 games of FIFA 17, 3 or 4 games, to get the clips, to show you how I would like certain situations to play out better, right? And some examples you could say, but in the FIFA 19 example, you moved like half a meter too much or 200 centimeters too much to the bottom. But I'm telling you, from playing from FIFA 17 to FIFA 19, it plays out different, because it gives the ability for the defensive player to read the plays because your defenders will be more active. The offensive players will not be as active, and they will stop running for the ball when it's such a poor ball, which allows poor passes to be intercepted. But like I said, FIFA 17 is nowhere near a perfect example for passing. Yet, we can find all of these good examples, which is testament to how far we've gotten in passing in FIFA 19 in a negative sense. So that's the main takeaways I want to bring out. So how do you fix it? How do you fix everything I've said about passing? Look at 17, look at 16, look at FIFA 15, look at all the previous games and how they acted. Bring that stuff back a little more. Doesn't have to be perfect because, like I said, from the examples I showed at the start of FIFA 17, so many nutmegs and issues and stuff like that. But overall, there were also so many more good things happening in terms of passing. And that's because of how trajectories, worked differently. Still a bit assisted, as I showed, but not as much. But it's also how the defenders were active in situations where passes were poor, and the offensive player was inactive in situations where passes were poor. So you couldn't get bailed out of a bad pass as easily. You still could, but not as easily. And finally, defender agility. Defender agility in FIFA 17 was incredible. It allowed you to manually move around so much faster. Bring back high defender agility when you're controlling it manually. Make someone that you're controlling manually really good. Incentivize it. Make it amazing. Don't make it so that if you manually select, you will risk not intercepting the passing lane because it's just not as good as FIFA 17 defender agility. That's what I'm saying. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you can see eye to eye with what I've said in this video. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, peace out.